Best about Arsenal during those last few years might just be beginning to appear in the backs of one or two minds if this final remains in the balance right through to the bitter end. 45 more minutes. If that doesn't separate them, 30 added minutes, and if that doesn't separate them, it's a penalty shootout to decide the final.
It was a close first half, wasn't it? And we saw an Arsenal team with an assertive start, going forwards quick, and that kind of died out of the half, died out of the game for them as Manchester City came into it. It's still Haaland up front on his own with Semenyo high and wide, just seeing him drift inside a little bit, maybe seeing him do that more, create more of an option. Troy Deeney talking at half-time, occupy the centre halves more, could be an option for Manchester City. Arsenal, I think they can just only play one way and keep plugging away in the way that they have, getting the ball out to Saka. He's been the creative influence in that first half for them, alongside Kai Havertz.
And the longer the final goes goalless, the greater the importance of the opening goal, the greater the jeopardy on the first big mistake. Cherki, who's been coming deep to get the ball, hasn't been close to Haaland very much in the game so far, trying to get it through to Semenyo.
He's just having a conversation with Semenyo on the ball there, saying, I need you to make that run earlier. Manchester City do need to do it earlier. We were talking at half-time, Clive, weren't we, and saying, when is the good ball for them? It's as early as possible. When Arsenal get set, it's nigh on impossible for them to get through. It's so difficult for Manchester City to break those lines.
We've got a standoff at Wembley. Who's going to make the first move?
Well, it is 4v4 at the other end of the pitch at the moment, and it's whether you decide to do it, Kepa, how you decide to do it.
Nkapie. Gabriel, and eventually they forced a spooned ball forward, which wasn't accurate. Rodri's managed to link here with Doku. Mateus Nunes. Just beyond Haaland. White managed to help it on its way. O'Reilly, though. Bernardo Silva, now Doku.
Just see the sea of red shirts that are there. Saliba and Gabriel stood in front of the goal. They've got to find another run, another man.
Cherki, little pass from Semenyo, and Haaland goes on. He was having his shirt pulled there. As he turned, he's not complaining, he's not appealing, but Gabriel had a handful of Haaland's shirt.
Yeah, I think we got the wrong side, and from there, not sure whether it'd be enough.
Saliba, actually.
For him to overturn this, a shirt of one, 6 of one, half a done of the other, because Haaland's holding on to Saliba's shirt as well. VAR might well have a look, but I don't think anything's going to come of it.
Gyökeres to Havertz. Gyökeres has found a cross. Ake had a bit of time, didn't make the most of it, and Havertz has hit it against Kusanov. Two teams now attacking the end of Wembley Stadium, where their vocal support is gathered.
A bit of a bonus corner. This man could have just cleared it straight up the pitch.
Those 22 corners that Arsenal have scored from this season, 12 from the right, 10 from the left.
It's a double bonus because it wasn't a corner. It was a goal kick hitting Kai Havertz.
Declan Rice. Gabriel tried to get to it, stabbed away by Ake. Mateus Nunes can clear his lines, and Doku's in pursuit, and Kepa Arrizabalaga is off limits, and he's been dispossessed here. Jeremy Doku, free kick has been given, and a yellow card shown to Arrizabalaga. Now, you may argue that the referee might have played an advantage. He can still come back and caution the goalkeeper.
Was there advantage there? Was there a person to play to for Doku? What's undeniable is that Kepa has got it wrong, and he is holding back Doku. It's gone very wide from where he is. There's barely a goal-scoring opportunity to score from the touchline, but we haven't got the angle to see who's in the middle. You can see where Haaland is. He's 30 yards behind.
But it's not a goal-scoring opportunity for Ake, not a clear goal-scoring opportunity. And so the yellow card is confirmed. Pep Guardiola, who's actually in the midst of a touchline ban here in England. He's only on that touchline because of a technicality. He'll be back on his phone in the grandstands when City take on Liverpool in the FA Cup in 2 weeks' time, but the ban does not cover this competition.
He needs to get his head back on again now, Kepa, because this is going to be fired in. He's just putting that wall up to protect the near post. The ball could well, just from Semenyo, just be fired straight at him with bodies going across.
Semenyo, after all that, huge disappointment.
He looks on a bit bemused by what that free kick was, but it's a let-off for Kepa. His decision to come and then misjudgment. All in all, getting away with a yellow card, I feel.
It's a speculative effort for somebody who has scored 7 times in his 13 starts for Manchester City. Played a big part in winning the semi-final, but that was wildly ambitious. And looking back, he had better options. Gyökeres turning, charging down the attempted clearance by Matheus Nunes. Just wonder, Rob, from your experience, if they are the most difficult moments for goalkeepers who are not playing regularly. Not so much the agility or the ability to stop shots or catch crosses, but making decisions.
Yeah, they are the moments. Crosses and long balls over the top. And I was talking about Trafford with the set pieces before the game. Well, those are the moments you're looking at to say that you just don't practice in training. You practice your shot stopping all day long, but a ball from 60 yards with one player running in one direction, another player running in another, there's only games that brings you those moments of clarity.
10th appearance of the season for Kepa Arrizabalaga, all in cup competitions. Bernardo Silva has broken the challenge from Zubimendi. Managed to back at him. Haaland, Doku. Temperature rising. Nico O'Reilly. Doku. He's found a cross. He's found Leandro Trossard. Nobody in blue expected him to be able to squeeze it across the penalty area.
No, there wasn't the belief there, and Haaland had gone out to help out. That's what I was saying about Semenyo playing his more central role. That's where he scores his goals. Just getting in Haaland's way, basically, but he's way out on the right.
Cherki. It's found a way to Haaland. He looks revved up now. Bernardo Silva. Oh, the Red Sea parted there. Bernardo Silva still. Jeremy Doku. Haaland's there. Important header by Trossard. Kept alive by Matheus Nunes. Cherki. Roll back to Rodri. Hit it against Zubimendi.
Oh, there's a good pressure from Manchester City. They're finding different ways now. They've got different gears. They're clicking into action. This man is ticking, Bernardo Silva.
Cherki. Semenyo. Shecky trying to slide it into Bernardo Silva. Trossard's done some good defensive work in the last couple of minutes. That wasn't a very good clearance, though. Doku is one-on-one with White here. He's got no cover, Ben White. Zubimendi's there now. Doku rolled in, turned away by Rice. And Saka could afford a couple of touches. Here comes City again. Shecky. Kusanov. Rodri. The fans can feel it.
Yeah, these are the moments, Clive. These are the moments we were talking about. Win your moments within the game. If Arsenal see this through, they'll see it as a massive win.
Semenyo against Hincapié. Antoine Semenyo. And it was quite a long way wide in the end, but good pressure from Manchester City. Big issues for Arsenal to solve.
Yeah, they're going through the gears and they're getting the better players on the ball. Semenyo's able to run on the inside at Hincapié that time, but before that Silva was getting on the ball. Haaland was fighting with the centre halves, and all of a sudden Arsenal are searching, but they saw that wave of attack through.
Bernardo Silva should be well rested after that red card after 17 minutes in midweek. This is his 35th start of the season. He's 31 now, in his 9th and probably his final season with Manchester City. His 22nd Wembley appearance with the club. He has been round the block and got all the T-shirts. And nous know-how and technical ability is beginning to shine through in the crowded areas of this cup final. Here is Bernardo Silva. Havertz can't escape. Good from Mateus Nunes. Rodri. Bernardo Silva. Shecky. Rodri to Semenyo. Incessant pressure now from Manchester City. Important challenge from Hincapié. City still have it. Kusanov. They're the fighter on the ropes at the moment, Arsenal. They've just got to cover up and try to get through this barrage. Semenyo, lovely layoff to Mateus Nunes. Haaland's got a chance to run. It's Erling Haaland. Saliba, though, had charge of the situation.
Just that final touch lets him down. It's the first opening he's had all game with the ball at his feet to run at one of the two centre-backs, and his touch deserts him.
Arsenal can't get out. Hemmed in. Shecky. Rodri. Ryan Shecky. Bernardo Silva. Rodri towards the head of Haaland, away by Saliba. This is Ake. Hincapié smuggles it clear.
Well, it fell to the wrong player. They needed Rodri, they needed Bernardo Silva on the edge of the box. It was Ake.
But City are still on the edge of the Arsenal box. And here's Ryan Shecky again, and keeper's spilled it, and O'Reilly scored! Breakthrough for Manchester City. Nico O'Reilly, happy birthday! 21 yesterday. He scored against Real Madrid this season, and now he scored in a Wembley Cup final. Manchester born. 4 goals in his last 7 starts. He's not in the team to score goals, but that's what he's done. But it's a horror moment for Kepa Arrizabalaga.
Well, it's first blood to Manchester City, and it's a gift, because he can't make his mind up whether it's a catch or parry, and he goes for the former, and it should be the latter. Just needs a touch on it, feel it's on its way, but he doesn't. He tries to catch it. It's just millimetres too high, and the left back in the centre forward position, the goal poacher's position, is there first to react and makes no mistake from 2 yards. He won't score an easier goal. He might not score a bigger goal.
It's 12 years since the team that has scored first in the Carabao Cup final has lost the Carabao Cup final. And the team that came from behind that day in 2014 was Manchester City. Does it still mean anything to him? Oh, yes. But it's been coming almost since the restart. Manchester City have penned Arsenal in. And if the goal was a little untidy and down to an error, it's an error that City's pressure has forced. And it was their left back, 3 yards out, who scored it.
He's saying you have to score when you're on top in games. When you're on the top against a top team in a final, you have to score. Arsenal had their moments. Trafford came up with the answer. There, City had their moments. Kepa gave them the answer.
Manchester City have had a nasty habit of giving up leads this season. 8 times this season they've led in games and not won them, which is so unusual for them. But there has been no sign of Arsenal creating a chance in the last 10-12 minutes. There's got to have to be a big turnaround in this game for them to find the goal that keeps it alive, and he has got to think about how he changes this.
Yeah, he's called for reinforcements. He's waving to his subs. Calafiori's one. He's been doing strenuous warm-up. Well, he's been almost flawless all season as the Arsenal #1. He can only watch.
David Raya has not figured in either domestic cup competition this season. He came in for the quarter-finals and the semi-finals of this competition last season, but he had no senior backup goalkeeper last season. Kepa Arrizabalaga was once the costliest goalkeeper in the world. He has plenty of experience. But whether it's rustiness or a loss of concentration or just the sheer weight of the attacks that Manchester City have been raining down on his goal since the break, he made the error and Nico O'Reilly capitalised.
It's the desperation just to relieve the pressure, to grab the ball.
O'Reilly to Doku. Arsenal reeling here. Doku to Mateus Nunes. It's Rodri. It's Mateus Nunes. Clipped in. It's in again! He's done it again! What a week he's having! Nico O'Reilly! Local hero. If he wasn't playing today, he'd probably be behind that goal. He celebrates with his fellow Mancunians. A most extraordinary 5 minutes in the young life of Nico O'Reilly.
Well, Arsenal are shell-shocked at City are in dreamland, and he is having the game of his life. And they're all over the place, Arsenal. And you just watch Nico O'Reilly coming in off the left-hand side of your screen, just drives past Saka, and from there the body's in the box, take away the other defenders, and he's got the freedom of the 6-yard box. It's a wonderfully dinked cross, but the strength of Arsenal has been that defensive line, and it has been pushed and pushed and pushed, and it has been breached.
Noni Madueke is coming on for Arsenal. Pep Guardiola has been shown a yellow card for that celebration.
I'm not sure he'll mind.
Kai Havertz, by the way, is the player who's gone off. Madueke has come over to this right-hand side. Looks like Bukayo Saka is now going to play off Gyökeres as the Arsenal number 10.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's a straight swap at left-back. Calafiori coming on for Hincapié. No real change there, but what needs to change for Arsenal is they need to come through about 5 gears here. They need the most dramatic of turnarounds, because in the last 20 minutes his team has been floundering. Manchester City have come out